Hi. So I'm sitting here in the dark because our government has a really hard time keeping the electricity on in South Africa. But yeah, we're used to it and we've adapted to it. I don't know why that's happening. And I've got a generator, but I haven't got petrol for it. So I haven't been able to start it. And I'm not going to start it either. But what I wanted to say is that a long time ago, quite a long time ago, my friend and I, one of my best friends and I, his name's Alfred, I was down in Knysna. Knysna to me is the most beautiful part of South Africa. And that's where he lives. He's mostly in the Netherlands right now, but his hometown is Knysna, which is to me the most beautiful place in South Africa. If you ever come to South Africa, go to Knysna and the surrounds. You won't regret it. But we were talking about raising our daughters primarily, and how we can protect our daughters from the influence of the world and from meeting the wrong kinds of men and getting into relationships which they would regret. And the one thing I remember Alfred saying is that you know what, the best thing you can do for your daughter in terms of protecting them from the wrong kinds of men and the wrong kinds of influences and the wrong kinds of, paths to follow down the road. The best thing you can do for your daughter is to be the man you want your daughter to marry one day. And that shook me and it stuck with me for the rest of my life. I still remember that, I'll probably think about that on a monthly basis at least. In the last while I've been thinking about it quite a lot, so that's why I'm bringing it up in this one video here. Be the man that you want your daughter to marry one day, because she will set the standard of the man that she will choose to marry by means of observing you as her father. The father that she has, and what her father does, and who her father is, and the content of his character, and the content of his soul will be a yardstick, a measure of what it is that she will one day choose. I don't know why. I don't know how to avoid that shadow, because I'm sitting here with a torch and a couple of candles. Oh, okay, I understand now. But you as a father, as a man, will be the yardstick by which your daughter measures other men that she will be attracted to one day, and that she will fall in love with one day, and that she will want to potentially get into a relationship with one day, and ultimately what she will marry one day. So be the man that you want your daughter to marry. And that is a pretty intense thing to accept as a father and as a man, because that's not an easy thing to pull off. That's not an easy thing to pull off, because fathers are frail, fathers are human, fathers are weak, fathers are imperfect. We make our mistakes on a daily basis, and we are not always the best examples of anything, especially to our children, especially to our daughters. So I say this with humbleness, and I say this with complete absence of pride. But I say this as something that was said to me quite a long time ago by someone I really and truly trust and respect and love. Be the man that you want your daughter to marry one day. And that's not an easy task. And you know, if you have a son and not just a daughter, or if you only have a son, then be the man you want your son to be one day. Be that man. Be that man, because your son is going to look at you one day and say, I want to be like my father. Or he's going to look at you and say, I do not want to be anything like my father. Well, as a father, I would much rather have my son say to me, Dad, I want to be like you one day, than to have him say to me, Dad, I want nothing to do with you. Don't want to be anything like you one day. So be the man that your son wants to be one day. Be the man that you want your daughter to marry one day.